natural gas going out everywhere. That's not gonna work. This is a Members Mark griddle. This came from Sam's Club and it is awesome. Well, at least it looks awesome. I'm trying to convert it to natural gas and I attempted to do that and I failed. This is a Blackstone and natural gas conversion kit. There's a video on YouTube already that says this will work, that this kit will convert this to natural gas. Well, I'm here to tell you that it doesn't work. I'm gonna show you how to fix that right now. So first, a little background. I went and I watched a YouTube video, and I watched several YouTube videos actually, and I wanted to know what was a good budget griddle to get. 36-inch, all the fixings, all the trimmings and all that, and just so happened that this Members Mark was at top of the list, even over the Blackstone, and it was on sale. $199. I said, you know what, that's awesome. I'll get this little $40 conversion kit, convert it over to natural gas, and I'll be off and running. So I've never used it. Well, I tried the kit yesterday and I failed. And I failed at this one little itty bitty place. Now, I'm gonna show you exactly what I mean. I failed right here. This is where I failed. So I'm gonna play the video for you and I'm gonna show you exactly where I got stuck and I'm gonna show you the problem and I'm gonna show you how we fix it because there's no reason this thing shouldn't be running natural gas. Let's go. The first thing I have to do is put this griddle together. About 2 seconds and I'll be done. All right, so we are together to the point where it's time to do the gas conversion because I don't want to put this on, it's really heavy, and then have to take it off later to convert the gas. So we're just gonna do that now. Now, from what I understand, is these 4 screws, 1, 2, 3, 4 have to come out, and there's some orifices in here that have to be changed with larger orifices. That way we can get more gas through. Now, we're gonna do that real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and open this little package over here, conversion kit. We're gonna see exactly what we have in here. All right, so the hose. We have a QD, quick disconnect, for the other end of the hose for the gas side. And we have our orifices. So let's take a look at what we're doing here. And we have different orifices here. This is an orifice tool. And we have thread check gauges. There's 2. We have 2 different thread check gauges to check the orifices that are in here already to see which ones we need to match it with. It's either this set of the M610 or the M6.75. And we just need to swap them out. So we need to figure out which ones it goes to. Oh, here's the side burner one, which is the 1.39, which we're not going to be using. All right, so I have all the burners out, and this little screw right here, all 4 of these, if you've ever taken anything apart in your life, you automatically know what size the nuts are underneath there. Yes, you guessed it, 10 millimeter. And nobody ever has a 10 millimeter socket when they need it, so I had to go and find that. But now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna get down in here. See that little orifice? We're gonna take that out. We have this little orifice tool here that's supposed to help us grab that. All right, so that's a little orifice. Now, what we have to do is take out all 4 of those. You see they have a really small hole. We'll take out 4 of those. All right, so we got all 4 of the orifices out. And if you see, the 2 on the outside are actually shorter than the 2 in the inside. So if you look at them from the side, that's what you see. So make sure when you put the new ones in that you put them in like that. But I don't think we have to put the new ones in like that because they're all the same size. We have the M6 by 1 and the M6 by 0.75. Now, if you check the threads on your orifices that came out, you'll see that this does not screw on all the way, and you have plenty of space right here left over, and you don't force it, or else you might cross thread your old orifices. So if you take the by 1 and screw it in, it goes all the way down flush. So that's how you know to use the M6 by 1 orifices, which have a coarser thread. These are the M6 by 1. Look at the thread, the coarseness on it, if you can. And this is the 0.75. So you can see the difference in the thread. So this does not screw on all the way. This screws in all the way. So we use these. So I'm going to use these 4. And we're going to go ahead and install these new ones. It says to use Rector Seal 25790 as your sealant. So I went and got some Rector Seal number 5, which is also known as 25790. So I have the exact stuff that's in the Blackstone manual. So we're going to go ahead and put this on our new orifices and get them in the grill. Now, you put a very little bit on each thread, so not a lot. It's very small anyway. So we're gonna put a little bit on there. So after you see I got the new orifices here and I put them all in already, you saw earlier in the video, what happened was I got to this point where I was putting the burners back in, and I noticed that these burners will go on and the screws will line up with the holes. But then this burner, if I put it on properly, it doesn't line up. Look at that, that's a problem. Well, if I can't line it up, then, no, when I did that, the back fell out. So let me show you what happened there. All right, if you look under here, you'll see that this burner is actually on top of the orifice like it's supposed to be. This one is not. There is a gap, clearly. And that is never going to work. This is a fire hazard. That's what we call death. Boom, all right? Natural gas going out everywhere. That's not gonna work. All right, now earlier in the video, you saw that these 2 center burners had a longer orifice, this. The new ones in the Blackstone kit are like this. So that's just not gonna work. I mean, if you look at the size difference, just the length, that's not gonna work. You say, well, why don't you use these? Well, the orifice hole is smaller here, so there's no way that I could use that on the natural gas. That's the reason we're doing this in the first place, right? Because we want to convert to natural gas. You say, well, why don't I go get some more of these? I tried, man. I was all over town. I live in a city of around 700,000, and I went all over town trying to find these little things. And I even looked on the internet. I can find these, but I cannot find one with a bigger hole like I need. 2 millimeter hole, I believe, for natural gas. So next best thing, I stumbled upon this, by the way, while I was at the store. These burners. Just replace the burners, man. These little cheap things right here. Okay, this one has an igniter on it, the other 3 don't. But I have a fix for this. So I'm gonna run through this right now, and I'm gonna replace this burner and this burner, and then we're gonna see if we can get this thing fired up without exploding, without having gas gaps. Let's do it. So at Home Depot, they sell a burner like this, very similar tube burner, and it adjusts from various lengths, and this one is 14 to 20. So this should work. This should solve the problem. It has adjustable length, it has the same holes and all that stuff. You see how it screws on, and it also has a little bracket for the igniter. So this should work, and I have 2 of these. So we're gonna replace the 2 center burners with these and see if it works. And this right here was only $5, $4 and some change, actually. You can go to Lowe's or Home Depot, and they have a very similar product for $15 each. So these were $5 each. So we can fix all of this problem for $10. That's a lot easier than trying to find these, because these little brass things are not cheap either. So we're gonna go ahead and run through this, and then we'll see if it works. You have some hardware, a little cleaner rod, and you have basic parts, pretty simple. We're just gonna take these parts and this hardware, and we're gonna bolt it up for this grill, because they're not all the same, but we're gonna make this one work. Let's go. All right, so check it out. I have everything in place now. These two middle burners are the new burners. And you see we got the igniter, and we have the little igniter holes right here. So everything is in place and ready. Everything is in here nice and secure. And we got the little screws in here for the, I think they call them continuations for these little brackets. The gas actually passes through here, so you have to make sure that you have those bent properly and lined up for the gas to pass through. One lights and then fires the rest of them. Boom. All right. Let me show you this burner thing that I did here. These are the two Walmart burners, are $4 a piece to fix the issue with the length, right? So under here, I'm going to show you exactly what the difference is, so you see that I'm not crazy. Here is the original burner, and you see that it's fully seated inside of the orifice is seated inside the burner. And now here is the aftermarket one, and it's also inside of the burner. And you'll see the same over here. It's actually inside the burner instead of being outside, because it's now long enough to fit. And same for this original. All right, so we should be ready to fire this after I show you a couple more things. All right, this is a cool thing. These aftermarket burners have a screw on the bottom, so you make sure that you screw those as well, but they're hard to get to from top, so I'm glad this has a hole in it so you can get to those aftermarket burners. Same with this one over here. Make sure you screw those screws in. Now, for the next step is to change the hose. We need to change this hose for this hose. Now, all you have to do is get a, say, 19 millimeter wrench and an adjustable wrench. Now, your 19 millimeter is going to be for this nipple right here, and your adjustable will go on here. Now, I've already loosen this, so we'll just go ahead and unscrew this. Boom. We won't need that anymore. It's for propane. It's got a regulator on it for propane. Sorry about that. What we're going to do is we're going to take this pipe thread sealant, of course, and we're going to put it on this, and then we're going to screw this in. All right, so we are completely done with that setup. Now, what we want to do is just let this thread sealant rest. We're going to let it sit for about 2 hours. I believe that's what it said in the tube, and we'll get it fired up and see if it works. Now, I'm not going to mess with the quick disconnect that came with it because I already have one. I'll show you the setup when we get back there. And I'm also not going to put on the top because I want to see these fire first, and I want to make sure everything is working properly before I put the griddle top on. Because in the last video that somebody made, it doesn't show it actually working. And I don't think it works because I showed you why it won't work. So we're gonna make sure this one works before we actually put the top on and that problem. No. So let's go ahead and run through a quick summary here. You're gonna need your Members Mark griddle, of course. That's a given, right? And then we're gonna need a bunch of tools. And I'm gonna show you where each one of these tools goes. That way you know that you absolutely have to have it, okay? All right, you're gonna need your grill conversion kit. Blackstone kit is the one that I use. They do have other kits out there, but I would suggest this one because it has almost everything you need, and no kit is gonna have what we just had to buy. So, we're gonna need that. We're gonna need 2 of these 14 to 20 inch Walmart burners, expert grill burners, $4 each. This here was $40 from Amazon. Now, as far as tools go, we need the 19mm wrench for this little gas nipple here. You need the adjustable wrench for the hose. Of course, if you guys have ever built anything on Earth, you know that you need a 10mm. Just get it out, man. You know you're gonna need it. The nuts underneath these screws are 10mm. The ones on the bottom side are 10mm. So you're gonna need this 10mm. You're gonna need a socket wrench, of course, and you're gonna need an adapter. And we got an 8mm. The 8mm goes not here. For the nut under here, that's 8mm. This is the 7mm. The 7mm goes right here. And let me see. Well, you know you need the X-Acto knife, box wrench, something to open the box and all the rest of the stuff that came in there, because it's all tightly wrapped and taped and it's a pain to tear. So you're gonna need that. And good old vice grips. I use the vice grips for the, fuck did I use the vice grips for? But I use them for something. It's probably in the video. So I use these for something. So make sure you have all this stuff. This will all help. Now, here's a tool that I really had to use, was this little putty scraper. There's stickers that come on this, on both sides. There are stickers, and they are almost impossible to get off. So you take the sticker off, and then you have all this residue. It's almost impossible to get off. So you can use Goo Gone, you can use turtle wax, bug and tar remover, all that stuff. I tried all of that stuff. It was really hard to get all of this off. So you know what works the best? Engine degreaser, man. I sprayed on some engine degreaser right here and used this little putty to scrape that off right there. Boom, it was gone. We did it on both sides and I wiped it down, and I'm telling you, engine degreaser works on everything. So get you one of these. I did have this out, but it wasn't very helpful. So it's tight spots and this didn't work very well. So of course, you know, old trusty here, Phillips screwdriver. Yep, old trusty. Just hand crank it, man. That's it. All right, so let's go ahead and take this out to the deck, and then I'll see you there. All right, so I'm on the back deck, and they're building away. They're building all kinds of new stuff back here. But I'm gonna show you what I have for now. This is the griddle. It's on my back deck. I also have a Green Mountain smoker here that I use quite often, and some old furniture and stuff that's gonna go away. And then here is my new Napoleon grill. This is a Napoleon 425 with the infrared side burner. Pretty cool. You'll see that in future videos. I'm gonna move this out of the way because that's where my gas line is. So I have gas line here with the quick disconnect on it right there. So all I have to do is turn off the gas right there, disconnect, move. I'll move the griddle over here, connect it, turn the gas back on, and we can test. So let me go ahead and move this thing out of the way, and we'll get this griddle hooked up and see if it actually works. Nobody's ever tried this solution that I know of, or nobody has posted it online. So if it works, we'll see. If I blow up, we'll see. Let's go. All right, so we have the griddle in place. Now, reading the instructions on the front, it says that the ignition burner goes on first, then 2, then 1, then 4. 3, 2, 1, 4, in that order. This is the ignition burner. The gas is on. I don't smell any gas, which is a good sign. So let's go ahead and fire this thing, see if it works. So I heard the gas, but it did not fire. Let's try again. Doesn't seem like the igniter is working. Kind of smell gas, but not a lot. I need to lock these casters in the back. It keeps moving around. So let me lock these. spark. All right, not getting any spark. We'll go ahead and troubleshoot this. I'll be back. All right, I'm back. After doing some troubleshooting online, I found out that you just have to keep popping it till it comes on. So let's go ahead and try this. Ooh, it's on. See that fire? Turn it to high. It's on. Let me go ahead and try 2. Okay, you guys see the fire? 2 is on. Move that away from my deck. I only had it over there because it wasn't working. All right, can you guys see the heat? Now we do 1. All right, you hear them? 3 of them are on fire. We'll do 4. Woo. You can see the color change on the dang burner itself. It's hot. I don't know if you guys can see that. See if I can get you an angle. But it is hot. It is on. See the color starting to change back there? Back there, color starting to change. You can see it's on. See that? Listen to it. All right, so this conversion worked. It's on. It's on, it's hot. You see it's running. So I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down. All right, so there it's proof it works. You can see the igniter is like red now. So that works. Go ahead and turn this off. Then go ahead and put the griddle top on and start seasoning. So you can see mine burned, right? All right, mine's working. You can see the burner starting to change colors. All right, this one works no problem. I do see this little washer on this nut melted, but why is that even there in the first place? So everything else is good. I mean, you know what? Actually, that might be something funny. That thing actually might melt on purpose to kind of hold that nut on. But all right, there we go. This solution works, folks. This solution works. So we see natural gas conversion complete. I'm gonna go ahead and get the griddle top on. I'm gonna wrap up this video and then we're gonna move on, man. Hey, I'm gonna show some future videos of me cooking on this thing. We're gonna see how it works. But for now, this was all about converting the natural gas. It's long anyway. We finally got it done. But I mean, I couldn't find another video showing how to do it. So it's done. Back to cooking. Hey, make sure you like, subscribe, and share the videos, man, because we're gonna be doing all kinds of grilling, yummy stuff on this channel. So I'll see you next time. Quick little funny blooper. I actually had this on backwards. I had it like this, and I put the griddle top on, and it would not sit flush on the front. On the back it did, but not on the front here. And I was like, something's wrong. And this thing was just backwards. So it actually goes this way. Now the griddle sits flat. You can see that this is more flush now. So, yep, quick blooper. Oops. But shit still works, man. I got it to work. Let's roll.